sports fans. I'm your host, Antoine Jackson, here with Between the Classes magazine, and we're here to talk about the USF Bulls taking a loss to SMU, 16-6. It's been a rough season for the Bulls, but hopefully things can get better sooner than later. Willie Taggart having a rough season. Maybe now he can hit the recruiting trail. He has UCF coming up next. UCF, by the way, is very upset with USF for not wanting them to be in their conference with them in the Big East a few years ago. So there's going to be some hostility, bad blood, it's a rivalry. UCF is playing for a BCS bowl bid. They have an NFL-type quarterback, Jeffrey Godfrey at receiver. They're pretty dangerous. So USF and UCF want to see if they can. UCF wants to see if they can pull an upset. This will be their Super Bowl. But if I'm a betting man, I'll put my money on UCF because the Bills have to get paid. So also with USF, however, Andre Davis, he had 5 catches for 114 yards. I'm sorry, 113. And Marcus Shaw, he didn't have didn't have a good game. Been kind of rough season. He right now he has 600 yards in the season. He had a couple of games he missed because of being nicked up. We can see if Willie Taggart can get Marcus Shaw, Andre Davis, and the USF Bulls some extra help to help this offense become more explosive. Now let's look at the C5 local schools recap.
The Hillsborough Community College volleyball team is back home. The Lady Hawks started the season ranked number 7 in National Junior College Athletic Association, and was looking to improve on a quality season. The team was 7-0 before falling in 5 sets to San Jacinto. The Hawks refocused and were on a speedy 22-1, 7-0 in the conference, and ranked number 2 in National Junior College Athletic Association before heading into the Florida State College at Jacksonville's tournament. They received their second loss of the season from Central Florida with a record of 30-2, 8-0 in the conference. The Lady Hawks were named the 2013 Suncoast Conference champions. Going into the FCSAA NJCAA Region 8 state tournament, there was only one goal. The goal was to win and go to nationals, and that's exactly what they did. Now the Hawks are 38-4, best in Florida, FCSAA champions. The team started the NJCAA in 5th seed. The first win came against number 12 MSU from West Plains, and they won that game in 3 sets. Hillsborough then pulled off the upset against number 4 Iowa Western to set up a match with number 1 Blinn. The Hawks did not have an answer for the number 1 team and fell short in 3 sets. With a win over number 6 Salt Lake, the Hawks could be number 3 in NJCAA. Well, in the 5th set, they pulled it out. This great season also brought some individual accolades, such as Player of the Week honors to Shelby Walker and Andy Towie. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. Nicole Higgins, Anta Rodriguez, and Andy Towie were named to the All-State Tournament team. Setter Miriam Maldonado was named Tournament MVP. Coach Larkin was named the FCSAA State Coach of the Year. Andy Tyler was named to the All-Tournament team for the 2nd year in a row. Great job, Tampa.
Thank you for the C5 recap. Great job, Tampa. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will discuss some must-see football games this week, conference by conference.
Hello, my name is Toby Scott.
And hello, my name is Enrico Chow. And I'd like to congratulate all the new businesses out there, and from Chow Scott Keysakes.
What we provide in the Tampa Bay community is we provide headshots, banners, business cards, and postcards.
And on our link, on our website link, you can also click the which one that best fits you, and we'd like to hear from you soon.
Congratulations.
We are back once again. I'm Antoine Jackson, your host with Between the Classes magazine. This week's conference must-see games are sponsored by Chow and Scott's Keepsakes. This week's ACC games, we do have Clemson versus South Carolina, a battle of the ACC versus the SEC. ACC fans have been saying all year long they don't see the SEC like everyone else. South Carolina has beaten Clemson, I believe, the past 2 or 3 years. There's going to be a clash. Both teams are ranked in the top 10. A lot of South Carolina pride on the line. This game will be at South Carolina. If I had to pick a winner, I'm going with the ACC. I'm going with Clemson. But, Connor Shaw's last game, Steve Spurrier, with that powerful running game by Davis, it should be interesting. Look for this one to be a shootout, but I'm going to go with Clemson with this one. Also, Florida State at Florida. The only reason the Gators are playing this game is because they're on scholarship. If they had the choice, they wouldn't play this game. Florida State, I don't want to talk about what Florida State might do to these guys personally, but don't expect any miracles. This will be Florida Gators Super Bowl. Florida's coming off a loss with Georgia Southern. It's really hard for me to talk about the Gators because so many things are running across my mind right now with these guys. Florida State just scored 80 points. The Gators just lost to Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern was missing 9 starters. Now, the Gators were missing starters also, but, we got to keep it all the way real. Georgia Southern did not complete a pass. Florida State scored 80 points last week. If they win, they have another game, which regardless, they're going to have another game in the ACC Championship. Florida State is basically in the driver's seat. They head against a collision course with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, Alabama, speaking of Alabama, they have to play Auburn this week, which is not a gimme game. The Iron Bowl, the winner of this game goes to the SEC Championship. All I can say is get your crab legs out, get your food ready. It's going to be a nice game. Along with that, we have the Texas A&M versus Missouri, another thriller for college football. This is an exciting week for college football, Saturday. Also, we have Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Aaron Murray is out for the year. Expect Georgia Tech to try to take advantage of that running option. Georgia has been getting banged up by injuries all year, so expect them to go to a powerful running game all night long. Along with that, the Big 12, nothing really going major with the Big 12. Also, along with the ACC, Duke is playing North Carolina. A lot of pride, not basketball, but football, so it'll do. Duke has a chance to secure a spot for the ACC Championship. North Carolina is coming off an 80-point output also, so confidence is pretty high. This game will be at Chapel Hill. These teams don't like each other. Along with that, Miami is playing Pittsburgh on Friday. A little bit of after Thanksgiving football for you. Miami has a couple of players injured right now. The team battling right now, but no excuses mentality. Going against Pittsburgh, it's going to be low, very cold, maybe 20 degrees. Hopefully the Hurricanes are ready to play and not have any excuses and come out of there with a W and have a nice bowl game against who may be a LSU or Texas A&M or Louisville. Go Canes. With the Pac-12, we have Notre Dame versus Stanford, a traditional game, battle of the brains. A lot of smart guys that wear glasses on a regular basis and do a lot of homework. So they're playing at Stanford. Notre Dame, very prestigious. Either you love them or you hate them. Stanford, another prestigious institution. It's going to be a nice game. If I had to bet on it, I'll go with Stanford. Along with that, we also have UCLA and USC, which is another rivalry game. It's rivalry Saturday, so everybody get ready, kick back, and enjoy what's going on. And along with that, we also have the Arizona at Arizona State. Arizona State, pretty explosive offense. They just had a nice win against UCLA. Arizona just had an upset win over Oregon last week. Both teams, they're rivalries, so you throw the books out the window, except for the Florida State game. And also we have the Wisconsin versus Penn State, along with the Ohio State versus Michigan. Michigan has been up and down all year. They would love for nothing else more than to spoil Ohio State's season. Ohio State, number 3, trying to find a way to get into the big BCS championship. However, it looks pretty difficult, but Alabama is not out of the woods yet, people. They still may have to see Missouri, who likes to go with the spread and pass to the receivers early and often. And then also they have to play Auburn. So right now, Alabama's coming to the toughest stretch of the schedule. We'll see how they respond. But, I would not bet against the Crimson Tide, however. That is what I will not do. Now, also, here are our picks for the Florida schools. I have Miami winning at Pittsburgh. Well, I'm going to pick Miami regardless. I have BCC defeating Coastal Carolina. BCC have to be careful because Coastal Carolina just got 80 points put on them, so they might be here. They may be pretty upset. And also you have FIU versus FAU, another down south shootout. Miami versus Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, whichever you want to call it. Battle for Alligator Alley. and I don't know, maybe FIU takes this one. And now when we come back, we're going to let you know what's going on locally this week. The USF Basketball team, they took a loss last night versus Oklahoma State. However, they did play a top 5 team. That was their first loss of the season. Eric Smart and Mikael Brown are very, very nice basketball players. They will have a career in the NBA. A lot of people came to see Mr. Smart. He's a sophomore. However, everyone left the gym talking about Mikael Brown. One thing about Oklahoma State, they can really shoot. USF has a couple of players. Igubu, number 5 for the team from Nigeria, courtesy Fort Walton Beach. He's a nice player. They're saying he's an NBA project, possibly if he continues to develop. We have USF playing the Detroit Titans Saturday, November 30th at 7 o'clock at the Sundome. We're going to see if USF can bounce back. And then also the time frames for the ECRIT tournament will be November 29th and November 30th, both times at 5:30. Thank you for watching Between the Classes Sports Show, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Gotta make this one. Come on, Statesboro.
offensive rebounding and taking care of the ball.
Now, you guys were able to kind of limit him in the second half. What were the things that you were able to do then that you couldn't do in the first half?
I mean, we didn't change anything up, but I think we just guarded the stuff better. Like ball screens, he was able to split a lot of ball screens early and get to that. I don't think he was able to do that in the second half.
They're one of the top 5 teams in the country. They're already good, but when they shoot like they did, are they almost impossible to beat?
No, they definitely beat it. They shot real good today. Didn't mark out Brown and a lot of things today. But they definitely beat it. Do you think y'all could have played better, or was it just Oklahoma State, or do y'all think y'all have better chemistry than what showed tonight?
We could have definitely played better. I think as the season go on, our chemistry will get way more better. They had a lot of returning guys, so of course their chemistry is going to be way better than ours. We got a lot of freshmen and a lot of new guys too, so that's one thing we got to pick up on is our chemistry.
I think some people didn't know how to handle it. It's their first time playing. It's a good team like that. The good thing about our league is we get to play more teams like that. So, we get better.
Speaking of that, John had a good coming out game against the Nationals. What are your thoughts, you guys, on the young freshman?
I thought he played okay. He could have did better. There's some things we was getting on him about, but overall he played good for playing the top 5 team this first time ever. And, this is his best game, but we got to get it in the win. So we need to keep playing like that.
What do you get on him about?
Little things like his pick and roll defense and blocking more shots. I think sometimes he blocks some shots and sometimes he lets some go. So, he's learning, so he's going to get better at that. Definitely.
You guys have, go ahead.
How aware were y'all of Brown? How much is he on you guys' radar?
I mean, they was all on our radar. We played against him last year. We know how good Brown is. Probably the best player on that team overall.
Really?
And he was high on our scout. He's the leading scorer on that team, so he was really high up there. We knew what he was capable of. He knocked down a lot of tough shots. Identity are you all trying to get as a team going through the season? Like, are y'all trying to be known as like an aggressive team, a relentless team, a non-quitting team? Like, what type of identity are y'all trying to get this year? All of that. We need all that to win. In this league and against the guys we're gonna play against, we need all that. We need to be aggressive. We need to be relentless. We need to have the will to win. I think everybody got that for the most part. We just got to put it all together at the same time.
Focusing a lot of attention on Marcus Smart, with knowing that several other guys are very, very good basketball players. Markel Brown, I think, is one of the more underrated players around the country. He really shot the lights out tonight. He was the guy that even when he took Smart off, I thought he was able to handle pressure, and we couldn't rattle him, couldn't force any turnovers. So he was a huge weapon for their basketball team. They're not a one-man team. They've got a great player. He's a great player. He's arguably the best player in the country, and yet they have some more guys with him. They look like a team that was in mid to late season form, and they're firing on a lot of cylinders. It's really hard to stop them because they got so many weapons and they can hurt you in a lot of different ways. I thought our team, the thing that hurt us the most, we got into a little bit of a one-on-one battle. The ball didn't move side to side. We were very stagnant, something we hadn't done in the previous games, and it came back to bite us in this game. It's too good of a team to try to play one-on-one or 1 against 5 when they really converge on the ball so well. So a lesson learned for our basketball team is one game. It's a long season in front of us, and I'm sure we'll have some growth from this game.
Too careless with the ball, was it more their hands?
Their hands. They're quick. They're active. When Collins doesn't normally lose the ball, he doesn't normally have a 6-turnover game. That was because when he was attacking, they were able to keep a guy in front of him, and the other guy just came right back and was trying to back tip and strip the ball from him. They did that about 2 or 3 times. So yeah, I knew they had active hands. They're quick. They react fast to it. It's almost like one of those great defensive football teams. Somebody goes, they just swarm it. And it makes it hard when they converge on you so well. And you got to make extra passes. You got to get some ball movements. And you got to be able to make some open shots as well, too. And we didn't make some of those open shots.
Before the season, you said coming off the Stetson game, you guys mentioned that all 3 of the guards would have a chance to check Marcus Smart. How do you think they did tonight?
Not too good. He did what he wanted to do. He was good. You know, I think those three guys are capable defenders. That guy's a pro. That guy's a flat-out pro. He was a pro last year. How the heck he came back to school, I have no idea, but he did. And he's a pro this year. And, you know, that's the difference. That's what you're watching out there, an NBA guard.
In your view, is
In order to get back into playing at a level of Oklahoma State or Memphis or Louisville, what are you planning on helping you guys do to get to possibly playing on that type of level on a consistent basis?
Well, I think one thing that we've got to do is we've got to cut down on the offensive rebounds we're giving up. We're giving up way too many second chance points, and that's keeping possessions alive for the other team. We're not used to giving up 93 points ever, and you know, that team was able to get a lot of opportunities from that. Then we've got to do a better job of guarding the ball. There was times where they were beating us off the dribble, which forced the help, got us in rotations, and we didn't cover in some of those rotations. So I'm looking at a lot of defensive things, but at the same time, I know offensively we've got to, you know, get Corey and AC and Vic and all three of those guys able to move and function well together with extra passes, extra plays. I thought our big guys did a nice job of becoming more focal points during the course of the game. We probably should use them a lot more. Both John and Chris, I thought, became factors inside. And, you know, it's one thing I told my team is when we have those stalls, let's use those freshman big guys. Let's go inside to those guys and force teams to play against them because they're good players.
Guys step up, rebound, defend. I really liked our defense in the second half. You know, wasn't really overexcited about giving up 35 points in the first half, but second half we challenged our team to hold them under 35, and we did that barely, but we did it. But you know, I like that we made our spurts. We played it. We hit some spurts. Our defense created offense for us. You know, I thought two big stats in the first half: 16 points off turnovers, and we only had 2 turnovers ourselves. You know, we'll win a few games when that happens. But I tell you, I told our team even after the game, I told our team we beat a good team tonight. I got a lot of respect for this South Florida team. Dan's got some really good young players combined with some good veteran players. They're going to win a lot of games. They're going to win a lot of games, and we're happy with this victory because I think we beat a good team tonight.
what were your impressions of their freshman big men?
Tremendous. Their stats speak for it, but we anticipated. We were worried about their big men. They are both of them are very talented, big, skilled, understand how to play. We saw all this on film and been very impressed. And you know, I thought a couple times we did not do a good job of physically battling with those guys. Overall, I thought we did a good job, but a couple times they did a good job. Very impressed with them. Very impressed. They didn't quit playing either, which was, you know, impressive. After we got a little bit of a lead, they kept playing.
You're coming off.
What is the atmosphere like in Oklahoma right now on campus? You know, with the football team and the basketball team looking great right now, top 5, you know, things like that. How's the atmosphere over there?
Oh, it's an exciting time, no question. It's you know, Stillwater's a fun place to be right now. From you know, how we're playing right now, from the football team, everybody knows what a great football team we have. Our women's basketball team's a top 20 team in the country. You know, our wrestling's top, I think, number 1 or 2 in America right now. We got a lot of really great things going on in Stillwater right now to be excited about. But for us, you know, we just got to stay very humble. Humility is a major word that we talk about, and continue to get better. There's a lot of room for improvement. There's a lot of areas we need to get better at. We need to get better at. And you know, we're going to be tested. Come Thursday, Purdue's a tough first-round game. They're undefeated. We're undefeated. So we got a very difficult game come Thursday. Very difficult game against a really good Purdue team. It's got some great players, good big men. But we've got to enjoy the wins. This team's got to enjoy them. We got to get over them too. We got to forget about them and move on.
Good. This box score, does that excite you? How many points in all different directions? And this,
I haven't seen it yet, but
I mean, five guys in double figures, and you know.
oh yeah, we have those type of players on the team. We got a lot of scores on the team. Any given night, anybody can go off on this team, and that's one of our main things on this team. We have a lot of firepower, and we got shooters coming off the bench, so that's a great thing for this team to have that in our area.
What did you think of their 2 freshman bigs?
Oh, they were really skilled. They surprised me of how physical they played against some of our juniors and seniors. Very physical. They didn't back down. Skilled bigs, and they play really hard. For some time to come, they're going to be great.
I know there's a lot of expectations on your team going into the season, but the way you guys played against Memphis, do you feel like the bar's been raised nationally for you guys? That a lot more people are aware of what you guys can do now?
You can say so. We just been playing great basketball so far. And like Coach said, humility is a big word for us right now. We're just trying to stay humble, trying to stay out the media, looking at all different sorts of things about how great this team can be. Obviously, we know how great we can be. Whether we put it together is on us.
When you guys have practice, with all these shooters around the team, about players off the bench, does that make practice very intense? Do you guys look forward to going to practice and see who's going to have basically the words for the day, when you go back home or whatever in the dorms?
Oh yeah, we have very competitive practice. Go into practice, you never know who's going to have a great practice, and that's something that we love about this team. We compete when we get in practice against each other, not for playing time, but to make each other better. And that's what's great about this team, and hopefully we can continue that during the season.
Now, with Marcus being the focal point of a lot of teams going on with the rest of the season, do you create to have the rest of this another type of game going on for the rest of the season? You had a lot of open shots, you had great looks. Do you see that happening for the rest of the season, or will now teams kind of focus on you as well?
Yeah, I can see teams focusing on me. Starting last year, I started to shoot the ball pretty well. And like you said, Marcus is the main focal point, but he does a great job of finding his teammates. And I relieve a lot of pressure from Marcus and other players on the team when they're making shots. So I think other teams are going to pick up on me a little more, and hopefully I can get my other teammates involved.